first impressions, get ready with me on most of the products that I picked up during the VIB sale for fall of 2021. I usually do this every time that I pick up new products from Sephora during the spring sale and the fall sale. I always do a get ready with me to show you guys how everything performs. And also I love filming these videos, so mostly today we are going to be trying out the Natasha Denona Retro Palette, and this is the palette that I picked up for the sale of fall 2021. Okay, so we are going to dive into this palette now. So this is what the outer packaging looks like, and I'm freaking in love with like this more flatter like metal packaging that she did for this, and I love the color of the outside packaging. And then this is what the palette looks like. So you get 15 shades in this palette, and I believe there are 10 mattes, 4 true shimmers, and then like 2 lid toppers. But these lid toppers, when I swatched them, they were a lot more pigmented than her lid toppers usually are, so I think that I'm going to be able to use them as a regular shimmer. So let's dive in, because I've been dying to use this palette. It's been sitting in my box of when I ordered it since I got it, and I haven't been able to use it yet, so I was saving it for this video. Okay, so for the first shade, we're gonna go into the shade called Andy. I don't know why my computer's doing that. All right, sorry. I'm just going to put that on my crease area. Wow, there's absolutely no kickback from that. That's really nice. Well, there's a little bit. Never mind. But that blends out really nice. Always the way that I judge like pinker shades is that sometimes when you start building up the color, it can get a little bit like dirty looking, and it doesn't always like apply to like the true color that you want it to be. And this is actually building up beautifully, and it's not doing that at all. It's just applying exactly the shade that it is in the pan, and I really like that. So I mean, I love Natasha Denona's formula, so I didn't expect this to be any different, and I've been hearing people rave about this palette, so I have been tempted by her Glam and her Bronze palette when they came out, but then when I saw this one, I'm like, this one is so freaking pretty, and I was like, I'm glad that I waited for this one. I feel like this one's a much more unique color story, because I feel like with the Glam and the Bronze, I feel like with those two, you can dupe those palettes pretty easily if you don't want to spend that amount of money on her palettes. Oh my god, sorry. Don't know why that's sticking out. But this one, I mean, it's not like these shades aren't dupeable, but I think that this is a much more unique color story. Like the Glam is cool tones and the Bronze is warm tones, which I'm sure you could find a ColourPop palette that's like half the price, but yes, you are paying for the amazing formula. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't recommend these for you guys to spend your money on, because they're phenomenal. Okay, so for the crease shade, I'm going to go into the shade called Groove. Well, not the crease shade, the defining shade. Hopefully this is not too red toned for this, but I think it's more of like a purpley color. Yeah, it is. It's more of like a purpley, pinky color. That is super pigmented when I pick it up, so I'm just going to build it up a little bit. Wow. These are super, super smooth mattes. So I was watching Morgan Turner's live yesterday. I watch her content now all the time for all the Sephora VIB sale info, because she basically posts about the sale pretty much every day. She's posted a video every day doing hauls, reviews of products that you shouldn't spend your money on. She did a live last night of underrated products during the sale, and she was talking about Natasha Denona's palettes, and she was actually recommending the Trio Chrome palette, but I think that palette is still too expensive, but she was saying like the mattes in the Trinachrome palette makes that palette worth it. But it's like you're getting that palette to experience like the shifty shades in there. You're not getting it just to get a bunch of mattes. But again, I probably would say go with one of her $65 palettes because yes, her matte formula is so good that sometimes people don't really talk about it because her shimmers are amazing too. But same thing with Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath's shimmers are on another level, but Pat McGrath's mattes are amazing too. So, like, so good. Like, hers and Natasha Denona's are, like, in my top 5 of, like, my favorite mattes. So, okay, and then for the outer corners, I'm going to go into, like, this darker olivey brown, and it's called Opart. I don't know what that means, but I think that's the only one in the palette that I don't understand what it means. Everything else is pretty easy to get, but I'm like, Opart? I'm like, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Oh my god, that is such a pretty shade for this. It's not really that olivey green. It's like a olive green brown, and I really like that because it goes really nice for this look. And if you guys know me, I love putting pink and green together. I find that they are very complementary colors, so I am not mad at this shade whatsoever. And that this is going to be a really good deepening shade for the looks that I do with this palette. But that was the only thing I was a bit thrown off by, is that there's not really that many deepening shades in here besides this color and the deep red, but I think that they're going to be really good options to deepen up looks. And I can just use this shade for mostly every look. And that's really pigmented and really nice. There is some kick up from the pan for this one. Just keep that in mind. And it is a little bit, I think it's her cream to powder formula. There are quite a bit of cream to powder mattes in here. I think mostly the shades that I've used so far besides Groove were the cream to powder ones, and they're performing beautifully. So now I'm just going to pop on my glitter glue. Okay, so for my lid shade, I'm really torn as to whether or not I want to use Glitz or Swing. I think I'm going to use Swing. Looks like a really pretty berry toned purple. So I'm going to use that. Because I kind of want to use Glitz on the outer corners. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Ooh, and that builds up so nice. I forgot how, like, velvety her shimmers are. Oh, they're so nice. And they're so pigmented. I haven't used the shade, I haven't used, like, the older palettes that I have from her in a minute, so I haven't used them since, like, August. And I used, like, the gold palette last. And, wow. And I feel like her formula's gotten even better. Because I haven't tried a Natasha Denona palette since, like, 2019. Because there were many brands this year and many brands last year that I wanted to try. And this palette just sucked me in, though. I thought it was so freaking pretty. Alright, so once that shimmer's so pigmented, it's even, like, covering over the outer corner shade that I did. That's crazy. Just gonna apply a little bit more of that. Keep on stabbing the shade because I keep on forgetting that it's a cream formula, so I have to be a bit more careful. I finally cleaned my mirror off, so now I can actually see in it. Oh, so pretty. And there is a brow bone shade in here, which we are going to use. Oh my gosh, Caitlin. I forgot which shade I used for a second in the defining area. That happens sometimes when I'm using a new palette. I'm like, if it's a palette I've used like a million times, I'm like, I know what shade I used. But for something that I'm using that's new, I'm like, what shade did I use again? Okay, that's really pretty. So for the brow bone, we're going to go into the shade called Mod, and it's a really light cream, like almost whitish pinky shade, and we're going to put that on the brow bone. That's really nice. That brightened up the brow bone so much, and I'm barely tapping my brush into it. I'm not like going like this. I'm just putting it down, and it picks up the pigment so nice. Like, holy crap, that's a lot. That's beautiful. Yep, so far I love this look. So pretty. Love it. So now I'm just going to prime my face, and then we'll move on to some of the face products that I got. Alright, so now I'm just going to prime my face with my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Cucumber Spray. Oh my god, I actually said that right this time. And then I'm using a Sephora primer that you can get at Sephora. My Hydro Grip Primer. I freaking love this guy. My favorite primer. I was really tempted to pick up a backup of that, but I didn't. So now for foundation and concealer, I'm going to go in with not a new foundation, because you guys know I love this foundation. I'm using my Lancome Teint Idol Ultra Wear Foundation, but the concealer that I got is new to me, so I'm just going to go in with this guy, one of my all-time favorite foundations, if not my favorite foundation. I've been using it quite a bit since I got it, and I love it so much. I love this foundation. It's so good. It's just my favorite. It's been my holy grail for a while now. I mean, I love the Anastasia so much. I really cannot compare which one I like more or choose which one I like more, because I feel like they're both different. This one's just slightly more matte than the Anastasia, but they still have such beautiful finishes to them. I love both of them equally. They're like my two favorite foundations. I'm just gonna buff that out. And then honestly, it would be the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. I freaking love that foundation. Those would probably be my top 3. Honestly, that foundation's freaking bomb. And like I said, if you don't like ColourPop's powder formula, I think that their complexion products, solid. Especially their foundations. I don't know why a million things are popping up for my reminders. That drives me nuts. Does that drive anybody else nuts when your reminders from your phone pop up constantly on your laptop? It annoys the crap out of me. I hate it. But that actually reminds me that I do need to take my pills. So yeah, that might actually be a good thing. I'm just going to bring them to work with me. Oh my god. For me? Yes, for me, but with me. Okay, so for my concealer, oh my god, train wreck. I'm going to use the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. So I was torn as to which concealer I wanted to get, either the Dior Skin Forever concealer or this one. And since I love the foundation so much, I was really intrigued by the concealer. So I decided to pick up this concealer, and it's in the shade 090, which is, of course, the lightest shade. So we're just going to go ahead and go in. Oh my god, is that too dark? I mean, it's not that bad. It'll just blend in anyway. That's a little dark for me. It feels very, very creamy. Yeah, it blends in really nicely, so I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I didn't see any lighter shade in the store. Wow, that blends out like right away. It took like no effort to blend whatsoever. It literally just, as soon as I go like that, it blends right into the skin. Wow, that was super easy. I mean, I know like most concealers do that now, but that literally blended in as soon as I started buffing it. As soon as I touched it, it blended right into the skin. I'm like, holy crap. Wow. That was super easy to blend out. Okay, let's see how it does underneath the eyes. That's always the ultimate test. It feels so creamy. Like, really, really nice. And I think I've seen or heard good things about this concealer, so was really intrigued to try it. And again, since I love the foundation so much, I figured just to try out the concealer. Literally blend it out in like 2 seconds. Do you see how easy that was to blend out? And then this one, bam, bam, bam. It's already blended. Like, that's insane to me. Holy crap. What? That's nuts. I kind of want a little bit more coverage though, because it does feel kind of thin. Like, it's definitely for sure not a thick concealer, which I don't like thick concealers, so I love how this feels. I do want just a little bit more. Just to add a little, yeah, that's perfect. And it looks amazing. Wow. That looks great. Okay. Wow, that looks beautiful. I like that a lot. I mean, the thing is that for like coinciding concealers that come out with foundations that I love, sometimes they don't always work out. This one looks amazing. The only other one that I really love, well, two, is the Fenty Beauty concealer that came out with the foundation. Well, actually, I don't like the foundation, but I love the concealer. But the only other one is, wow, it looks really good with powder too. I'm using the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Powder. I picked this up during the last sale. Love this damn powder. It's amazing. No one really talks about the loose powder as much as the under eye one, but that one is so amazing for your under eyes too. If you don't want to spend $30 on the under eye setting powder, just get the loose one. It's only like a few more dollars to get a full-sized loose powder rather than spending all that money on an under eye setting powder. So I would highly suggest that one. And then I'm just using my Dior powder, which is also something from the VIB sale in April. And you guys know I love this one. Okay, so we do have a new mascara to try today. So I'm just going to prime my lashes really quick. Okay, scratch that. We're going to do the lower lash line. So we're going to go back into the palette. I'm going to take that shade Andy. And I'm going to just pop that one all underneath my eyes. And then I think I'm going to use Glitz on the inner corners. Let's just go ahead and use Andy. It's a really pretty mauve color. Excuse me. So far I really like the concealer. But I can already see it's kind of creasing a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I feel like all my concealers crease on me anyway, and it is looking a bit dry after I set it. Maybe I should stop setting my concealer because I've seen like mixed opinions about setting concealer and not setting your concealer. Like some people say they don't, some people say that they do. I think it's because I have dry skin. I might not have to do it because I have such dry under eyes anyway. Like, I have no oil underneath my eyes, so that's probably why I probably could get away with it. Let me know, guys. I would like to know your opinions, or should I even bother setting anymore? Is it really necessary for my dry ass skin? Because I use the Dior powder because it's so lightweight on my skin. And the only reason why I use powder for my foundation is because I find that the products that you put on top, like blush or highlight, just blend out easier if I put a powder on top. I don't love blending it over unset foundation. Alright, why is this color taking so long to apply? Probably because it's a creamed powder. Just keep that in mind. It's not going to perform the best on your lower lash line. But I just wanted a hint of it. Okay, and then for the inner corners, I'm going to go in with that shade called Glitz. Hopefully this isn't too glittery for the inner corners, but I don't think it will be. I'm getting a little bit of fallout, but honestly, that's expected with this kind of shade, so I'm not mad at it. That's really pretty. Ooh, y'all. I mean, you guys know I'm a sucker for these kind of pinky shimmers. Give me all the gold and pink shimmers, because those are like my two favorite shades to wear when it comes to shimmer, and bronzy shimmers. Oh my god, I love bronzy shimmers too. But like, the reason why I didn't pick up the Glam or Bronze palette is that they had like way more shimmers in them than this one. I feel like this one's like a really good balance of mattes and shimmers, that I feel like it's not as overwhelming, you know? All right, I gotta pedal to the metal. I mean, I'm doing okay with timing, but I should be moving faster. Okay. So I went and saw Eternals yesterday, and it was pretty good. I liked it. I didn't think it was that bad. The critics were kind of really harsh. I wouldn't have given it a 45. I would have given it like a 60%. I don't think it was as bad as people were saying. It wasn't bad at all. It was okay. It wasn't the best Marvel movie, but it was definitely entertaining. Alright, I'm just going to add my Marc Jacobs black liner. Oh, I love these liners. I'm telling you, if you want like a good pigmented high-end liner, Marc Jacobs is the way to go. They're so comfortable to put on the waterline. Okay, let me just prime my lashes. Okay, so now for the mascara, I picked up the Patrick Ta Major Volume Mascara. This is his first mascara, so I was really intrigued to try this one. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. It actually is lighter packaging, but I do think that the packaging is really, really nice. It's not like, I mean, I don't need my mascaras to be like super heavy duty packaging. I did hear that this formula is a bit drier. I feel like with mascaras, it's hard to tell after first use whether, okay, it builds up really nice. I was like, you know what? That actually is building up beautifully. And it's not clumping whatsoever. Okay. And it curls really nice too. This is why I like drier formulas more. Wow, it gives me major length. Okay, I like that. Wow. Makes my lashes super long. Wow. That's pretty nice, and it's curling really nicely too. I like that. It's definitely drier than most mascaras, but for me, I like dry mascaras, so I like that a lot. That's a good mascara. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, let me just do my bottom lashes really quick. So I just did my lower lashes, and now I'm going to go in with bronzer. I'm going to go in with one of the bronzers I picked up this year from Sephora. I'm going to use the Dior bronzer. I really have been loving this one. This one has absolutely no kickback, so I don't know why I tap off my brush, because there's absolutely no kickback from this. It's a beautiful bronzer. If you were thinking about getting this during the sale, I would highly recommend it. I think that the Gucci bronzer is better, but if you were looking for a high-end bronzer, this one is really, really nice. So I got this one with my points from Sephora for getting my credit card rewards. I probably should just save them every time that I shop the VIB sale, and then I literally could treat myself to like more products before the sale, and I would have like $50 worth of rewards, because I'm pretty much gonna have like $40 worth of rewards after this VIB sale shopping. So I literally could get myself some other things that have been on my wish list. I'm thinking about getting some Pat McGrath. I'm thinking about getting the mascara and one of her lip liners. I might just do that. Okay. I don't know why it's not building up on this side. There we go. That's way better. Okay, cool. All right, so for my blush and highlights, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath blush palette that I got, and I'm going to use the blush and highlight in here. So we're going to go in with this guy. It's so pretty. I'm kind of rushing because I need to hurry up. So I'm going to use this blush and this highlighter. Honestly, though, I can't get past the smell of this palette. It performs beautifully. It doesn't really smell on the face, but for some reason in the palette, it smells really bad. So I'm going to use the pink. I don't know why it smells like that. I hope I didn't get a bad one. But that smell doesn't really translate to the face. So I don't know. But I'm going to use the pink shade, and that one is called Venus Nectar. Oh, that's super pretty. And again, there's absolutely no kickback with these, so I don't know why I tap off my brush. It's just a habit. But there's really no kickback. But it smells so bad. I don't know if I might go and just get a new one, because it really doesn't smell good. I don't know why it doesn't smell good. It just smells like old, and I've never had that experience with anything that I've gotten from Pat McGrath, so I don't know. All right, and then we're going to use the coinciding highlighter in here. I didn't really pick up too many highlighters during the sale. I only picked up the Ilia one and this one. And with this, I need to realize I can go in with a very light hand, because it is kind of dark for me. So I don't need too much of it. And honestly, just tapping my brush in the pan once, it's pretty pigmented, so. Like, I don't really smell it on my Cupid's bow, like, but this formula is so smooth, you guys. Like, I've been dying to try a Pat McGrath highlighter, and the fact that she never brings them to Sephora really pisses me off, because I understand that she makes them and they're expensive highlighters, but like, if you just brought them to Sephora, we could use our discount on getting them. Because it's not like any of like the holiday ones are included in her sale anyway, because they're not. So, alright, I'm really trying to blend out this highlight on my nose, because I kind of put, it's a little bit saturated on my nose. Okay, so that's that. I think that's good. Just the highlight is a bit dark for me, so I don't know. It's nice, but it's all good. All right, so now we're just going to go into the lips. Okay, and then for the lip shade, I'm going to go in with the Bite Beauty Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Sugarcane. I did pick this up during the sale. I'm not going to line my lips first. I'm just going to go straight in with the lip crayon. So it's like this really pretty like mauvey pink color. And I wanted to get like a new lip color from Bite. And I heard really amazing things about this Power Move lip crayon. So that's really pretty. It is pouring outside today. And I have to go outside. Like, why couldn't it rain last night when I was home? No, it's got to rain today when I'm working. And that usually means we're busier because everybody's out shopping. I'm just gonna apply that. I'm gonna go through my final thoughts later because I have to get to work. It looks really pretty and it's like super hydrating. It's not matte whatsoever. I mean, it's a little bit matte, but it's so comfortable on the lips. And that is such a pretty color. I mean, I already own this color in the Amuse Bouche lippies, but I wanted to try one of these lip crayons because Andrew Mattiliano like constantly raves about the Power Move lip crayons. All right, you guys, so this is pretty much the finished look. I really love how this turned out. I'm loving the eye look. So here are the eyes. The cheeks. I'm still not too sure. And the lips. I'm not too sure about the highlighter still. But again, I really like how this look turned out. The eyes look beautiful. I'm really obsessed with how they look in person. So I'm going to go through all of my thoughts later after I get home from work because I got to get to work. So bye. Okay, so hey guys. So I accidentally forgot to film my thoughts on everything later that day after I got home from work because I think I just wanted to take my makeup off and relax. So I just wanted to tell you guys really quick what I thought of everything. I love the Natasha Denona palette, and I kind of wanted to update you guys that I have used this a couple times since the first impressions video, and I've loved every single look that I've done with this. I mean, I love Natasha Denona's formula. She just does a great formula, and her formula is so popular for a reason. And I think this is going to be one of my go-to palettes this winter season. And then for the foundation, you guys know I already love this. I didn't really have to update you guys on this one because this has been one of my favorite foundations for quite a while. So yeah, I love this foundation. And then as far as the concealer goes, I also love this concealer as well. I think it's great, and I love the combination of these two together. This concealer is so lightweight and so hydrating, and it blends in right away. Just these two are like, oh, so good. Match made in heaven. And then as far as the blush and highlight trio from Pat McGrath goes, I actually ended up returning it and exchanging it for the lighter one because I thought that the highlight for the for that darker version of the palette was too dark for me, and also because I thought that the palette just smelled really bad. So I went back to the Sephora and exchanged it for the lighter one, and the lighter one didn't smell as bad as the darker one. And then I ended up smelling all of them that they had in the store of the darker one, and they all smelled that had like that god-awful scent, so it wasn't very good. So I just ended up returning it, and then I ended up returning the light one too because I actually ended up ordering the highlighter from Pat McGrath on her website. And now I'm just going to keep the 2 full-size blushes that I have that I already owned from the light one. And just keep the full-size highlighter, so I returned the light one too. So yeah, that just didn't work out for me. I love the Patrick Ta Major Volume Mascara. I think it's freaking awesome. And I think that this builds up beautifully, and I really have been loving my lashes every time I use it. And then the last thing is the Bite Beauty Power Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Sugarcane. I freaking love Bite Beauty's lipsticks, and these are no exception. These are great. I almost was so tempted to pick up another shade of these. But yeah, I've always loved all Bite Beauty lip products, and that one is no different. It's amazing. So yeah, that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Did you guys shop the Sephora sale? I know it's over now, but if you guys want to just leave below what you ended up picking up, you can also check out my haul video that I posted a couple of days ago to see everything that I picked up. And another Get Ready With Me is coming with the rest of the products that I didn't use in the first video, if you guys want to check that out. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CBW819 and check out my Poshmark at the same handle. Bye!